Welcome, viewers, to this special edition coming live from Zanis Copperbelt Studios, and I am your host, Tovin Ngombe. My guest for today is Honorable Warren Chisha Mwambazi, Member of Parliament for Bwana Mkubwa constituency, and he is also the chairperson for the Public Accounts Committee. Welcome to the program, Honorable.
Thank you so much, Tovin, and I'm grateful that you are hosting me today, and also from your Copperbelt in Dollar Studios, first ever to go live on Zanis Studios. I'm very, very grateful, and good afternoon, viewers out there.
All right. On today's program, on this special edition, we shall be looking at the developmental projects taking place in Bwana Mkubwa constituency right here in Ndola on the Copperbelt. And with me is the Honorable Mwambazi. Welcome again to this special edition, and it's a pleasure to have you here for the first of our first live broadcast coming from Zanis Copperbelt Studios. How does it feel, Honorable, to join us on this historic moment?
Thank you so much, Tovin. I'm very grateful, and at the same time, I'm delighted to be hosted for your first ever live broadcast from Zanis Studios in Ndola. For me, it's a milestone and it's historic, and I'm very, very delighted that we can then eventually delve in some of the issues pertaining to development in my constituency and in the entire Copperbelt, as it were.
All right, Honorable. As a chairperson for the Public Accounts Committee, how do you see or how do you assess the performance of various government departments in terms of accountability and transparency?
Thank you so much, Tovin. Let me make mention that first and foremost, when I took the leadership of Public Accounts Committee after our general election in 2021 and moving forward, I think we are evident and also we are alive to the fact that yes, we've seen much adherence, also compliance in terms of various ministries and government spending agencies in terms of issues of misapplication of funds and also issues to do with projects, adherence to the Zambia Public Procurement Act, and also the other acts which also guide on how developmental projects can be procured through government systems. We've seen the improvement in the sense that if you look at the volume of the Auditor General's report, we've seen a drastic reduction, which entails that there is compliance or there's improvement or there's a roadmap to ensure that there's accountability. We are also alive to the fact that if you see certain ministries not appearing before the Public Accounts Committee, then you know either there's improvement and they've not been cited to come and account on how they've appropriated the funds on behalf of the Zambian people through our budget law, which we do as Parliament.
All right. Now let's turn to your constituents, Bwana Mkubwa. Within the CDF, we have seen that, let's look at the CDF, the allocation which has been steadily increasing since 2002, and what noticeable changes have been achieved so far, especially in terms of CDF?
Thank you so much, Tovin. First and foremost, I'll be failing in my duties if I do not recognize His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, who has increased CDF from 1.6 million kwacha to 36.1 million kwacha. I think we need to give a credit where it's due because it's through his policies that CDF has been increased. And also, let me now quickly go into Bwana Mkubwa and look at some of the developmental projects which we are doing under CDF. I can begin with the education sector. Mr. Tovin, we've done about 10 1x3 classroom blocks. 7 are complete and they've been commissioned, and we are waiting for 3 to be commissioned, as it were, in the constituency. This is coming in line with a free education policy by the new Dawn government, which they've given us, as it were, and which the president has ensured that the Zambian people benefit through the free education. We've done boundary offices at Tuikatane Primary School, Tuatema Primary School, and all these 1x3 classroom blocks we are talking about. Yesterday, Tovin, we were just commissioning one in Katondo, which is Munkulungwe Ward, and we've ensured by the pronouncement by the president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, to ensure that these classroom blocks are not just constructed, but we put furniture. So all these are kitted with desks, as it were, to ensure that our learners, they just go in there, they've got to chalk and they start learning. So those accolades go to the president. Let me also make mention that we've done skills and bursaries for secondary school and for children going to various institutions, private institutions, to do their livelihood skills. Over 6,000 students have been sponsored through CDF in Bwana Mkubwa constituency as we speak from 2022 up to date. Then also, we've also constructed under CDF a library facility in Kavward, where we've also been kitted with books for our learners to read with the courtesy of Indeni Refinery or Indeni Petroleum, as they are called now. They came and donated that. So these are some in the education sector, some of the developmental projects which we've done to ensure that we are in tandem and in line with the pronouncement of the President, His Excellency, in terms of a free education.
All right, and what impact are these CDF projects having on the lives of the people within your constituency, which is Bwana Mkubwa constituency?
Thank you so much. For us, CDF is a game changer for Bwana Mkubwa constituency. I've highlighted the education sector. If I cite you an example at Bonano Primary School, when there was only one block, our children who go to school for periods, a period of 3 hours, the other ones comes 2 hours, the other group comes in, but now they're able to learn adequately. So those are some of the impacts. Let me proceed to look at issues of empowerment. We've done various empowerment programs for the women, the men, the youths, through grants and loans. And we've seen people in the constituency, those who are making peanut butter. We've seen women who are doing village chicken layers. We've seen women who are doing broilers. We've seen also men and youths who are involved in a chili cultivating, are also into dairy animals in Chichele. So these are some of the impact things we've done through CDM. Not only that, if you look at Bwana Mkubwa, we have got 12 markets, and each and every ward received an allocation of either 200,000 or 150,000 to empower the marketeers. We spent about 1.6 million kwacha to empower marketeers in the constituency to ensure that those who are underprivileged, Tovin, those who cannot, excuse me, probably write a proposal for a loan, we gave them through this avenue. So this is how CDF in our constituency is touching lives. And these monies, it's changing people's lives, because people are able to trade, to buy tomatoes, to go and sell, to go and buy fish, to go and sell, to go and do all these smaller businesses to ensure that they've got a livelihood. So this is how impactful CDF is being in Bwana Mkubwa constituency, and much more can be said, Mr. Tovin, on how our lives have been changing the constituency vis-a-vis the provision of CDF, on the increase of CDF by the New Dawn government.
All right, let me also draw you to one of the community hall that has been constructed, and also the Chichele Mandando Bridge, which has been done using the CDF. What was happening before this bridge was constructed? And how has it improved the people's lives in your constituency? Thank
you so much. We are able even to see the building. That's our library and community hall, which has been constructed in Kav ward of Bwana Mkubwa constituency. It is helping us because if you look at the structure which was there, where people used to go to vote from, where people used to go to have community meetings, now we've given them the state of the art. And it's also got a library, and people are getting employed, such as guards, the cleaner there, the librarian, the assistant librarian. They are also being employed. We want to make sure that is fully, and also thank you to Zamtel through their management, because they've provided internet for us here, for our children to access internet. So these are some of the impactive things which CDF has brought, and that building was constructed at a staggering of 1.2 million kwacha, and excellently done. The Chichele Madando Bridge, the famous, that bridge stood for over 8 years, and within 6 months into the tenure of my office, we were pushing with my colleague, the councillor there, Councillor Edgar Misenso. We pushed the local authority, and just to correct the local authority, the Ministry of Local Government funded us directly to ensure that when they were funding the crossing points, and gave us a 3.8 million kwacha, in which now we've completed that project, which has opened up the farming area there, the Mwenye extension, Mwenye itself, Chichele 2, Madando, Mabungula, Mpopaulo, Kafu farming block. Once we also grade the road, then they can quickly, those farmers, bring their produce to the market, and then they have a livelihood, because there's issue of an income. So these are some of the dynamics which some of these developments are bringing to the constituents, and the people of Chichele Ward are very grateful, because they stayed without a bridge for a long time. We've got a health facility there. Our pregnant women used to go through the pylons and come into Kitwe Road to access a central hospital. But now we can just have a shortcut into Twapia, and they charge for taxis cheaper. Even the access of the ambulance. Last time the ambulance was stuck because of the road network, but now we are very grateful to Minister of Local Government, and with the support of Honorable Nkombo and the entire management, and not forgetting His Excellency the President, because all these are facilitated through him and the Ministry of Local Government.
All right. You talked of the 10 classrooms or schools that have been constructed in your constituency, and with the introduction of the free education, how is this helping the children within the constituency, and how is the impact, of course, the impact of free education again in your constituency?
Thank you so much. They say education is the best equalizer, and if you look, we have got a 1x3 in Katondo, 1x3 in Yengwe, 1x3 in Caritas in Ndeke, 1x3 at Bonano, Mushiri Bonano, 1x3 at Kansengu, 1x3 at Tualuhuka, 1x3 at Sungabukanda, 1x3 at Mabungula. These are going to ensure that first the pupil to teacher ratio is mitigated, and now our children can have adequate learning environment. That way they are not overcrowded, they are able to learn efficiently and adequately, where they can also assimilate the information in a conducive manner. So this is what is bringing, because not forgetting that with the coming in of free education, there's an influx of pupils going to school because there's free education. Then now, how do we mitigate that? Is by constructing more 1x3 classroom blocks. And also I'm very grateful to the Ministry of Education that Caritas soon will be upgraded to a fully fledged secondary school to ensure it has got adequate social amenities, as well as the assembly halls and other classroom blocks to provide adequate learning space which befits a secondary school. So this is what free education has brought. This is what CDF has come in to mitigate that situation.
All right, let's also look at one of the important sector, the health sector, which is critical to the well-being of any community. How has CDF been utilized or used to improve the health care services and facilities within your constituency?
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I think we're all alive to the fact that through CDF, we've procured ambulances in the 156 constituencies, and Bwana Mkubwa are not left out, that we are receiving an ambulance for Bwana Mkubwa constituency, which will help us to facilitate the movement of our patients from our health facilities dotted around the constituency. Suffice to say that we are constructing a first ever clinic at Waterworks in Chichele Ward, in Mwambazi, to ensure that our people from Kamafwesa, Waterworks, Bulanbush are facilitated instead of them going to crowd in Mshili Commando clinic, but we'll have our own facility outside the camp so that our people can access that. Not only that, but we're also constructing a maternity annex in Twashuka Ward, which I think now is at an advanced stage in terms of our warding, to ensure that we have a small facility there. And the catchment area has grown at Tovin. So it's important for us to ensure that we equate the facility to the growth in population, as it were. So these are some of the facilities we're building, that is in Kaloko. And also we have facilities which were done at a larger extent. We have the level 1 hospital in Lupili Ward under JICA. And the mammoth of it, we have the first ever cancer hospital, which has been constructed by the Ministry of Health in Chichele Ward of Bwana Mkubwa constituency. And we are very, very grateful to the government and to the President, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for bringing the cancer hospital in Bwana Mkubwa constituency, which will be catering not only Copper Belt, but Northwestern Province, Lower Pula Province, and Northern Province, as it were, to decongest the University Teaching Hospital in that vein. So we are very, very grateful, and it will be fully equipped with state-of-the-art machinery, as you saw in Level 1 Hospital in Chifugu. Now for cancer, we'll have much more, because it will be dealing with advanced technology. So we are very, very grateful. These are some of the health facilities and sectors. When they're finished in Bwana Mkubwa constituency, I think apart from St. Dominic, which we have by the Catholic nuns, now will be able to take or decongest the Ndola Teaching Hospital, as it were.
All right. On health again, in your constituency again, there is Mushiri Level 1 Hospital, which is under construction. And how will that hospital help the people when it is completed? How is it going to help the people in your constituency? And maybe previously, before that hospital was earmarked to be constructed, how were the people accessing health facilities?
Thank you so much. There was a picture which has been shown to look at how advanced the construction of the aforesaid Level 1 Mushili Hospital is taking place. You can see for yourselves. For us, we are very, very grateful to the government, also with JICA, who have brought that development in my constituency. And let me make mention that people were being referred to Ndola Teaching Hospital, and transportation costs are high. By the time they're driving from Mushiri going to Ndola Teaching Hospital, it's very expensive. And also to be trekking, in case their loved ones is admitted, they have to go every day to the hospital, back and forth, as it were. So for us having such a facility, we will mitigate those costs. Our people will mitigate costs, and also have a facility nearby where people can walk in, even if they have loved ones admitted from Kantolomba, from Lupili, from Twashuka, and from Chichele, as it were. And we are lobbying the government. I'm in talks with the ministry, and also we escalated to the president that we can have a mortuary, because the mortuary is not included there. We've been talking with the technocrats at the provincial level, like Dr. Mununa, so that we can see how we can have those components already facilitated. Then we can have all encompassing within the same first level 1 hospital. We can have all these facilities to ensure that our people can do everything from there. We have surgical, we have maternity, we have all the operation theaters befitting a first-level hospital, as it were. Then that way we'll be able to mitigate a lot of challenges for the people of Bwana Mkubwa, and not only Bwana Mkubwa, but also the neighboring constituencies such as Kabushi, because a stone throw, they are just a step away from us to ensure that they can access that facility. Even through walking, they can access that facility, as it were. So it will be of great help to the constituency and to the neighboring constituencies.
All right, you talked of the grants that are being given to the members of the community, and also how about the sponsorship to the youths? How is the sponsorship going on, especially using the CDF funds to the youths that want to upgrade themselves in various skills? How is that program going within your constituents as well?
Thank you so much, Tovin. That program, like I mentioned earlier, is going on very well. However, let me make mention that we have these driving schools in Ndola which are disadvantaging us, in the sense that they are not making sure that they are assimilating students according to their capacity. We've had schools which have been paid colossal sums of money, and you find that our students have not been taught, or they have not gotten licenses. I've spoken with the TC, and we've instructed together with the TC that we do an audit and check those institutions to ensure that government does not lose funds, because that is my role also as Public Accounts Committee. But all in all, we have taken a lot of youths for livelihood skills, some at NOTEC, some at other schools, some are doing electrical, auto mechanics, bricklaying, driving, as it were. Most of them are in those schools, and we are again very, very grateful to CDF for bringing this provision to ensure that our youths can be empowered with these livelihood skills to change their lives, as it were.
All right. Honorable, security is also important. What have been done, especially in terms of building the police posts within your area, or police stations within the area? Any projects that have been done to construct the health posts within your area to ensure that there's security and people are living in peace there?
Thank you so much. We've done a lot of infrastructure to ensure that security is adhered to. We've done the Chichele police post, functional and operation, first ever in Chichele. We are soon to be completing the Kantolomba police post in Kantolomba ward, which is at a very advanced stage. I'll be going to be doing the inspection, but I should make mention that within the few weeks, if not 4 to 5 weeks, we'll be commissioning the Kantolomba police post. And also we have a type 4 police post for Itawa ward, which should be commencing as soon as possible, to ensure that we provide security for the people of Itawa, the flats, Itawa community, Itawa extension, to that extent, to ensure that all these petty thievings and the security is enhanced to protect people's properties. Not only that, we've got the Mushili police station, which has stored for a long time. I found it, and it has been there for a long time, and we are starting this year with the first construction of the Musiri police station, which will be our first ever police station in Bwana Mkubwa constituency. And we are hoping and trust that before next year, it should be completed and up and running, and it should be handed over to the police to ensure that they run the police station, as it were. So these are some of the mitigation measures in terms of security. We already have the Kav police post, which we are enhancing to that effect to make sure that we safeguard the properties of our people. And not only that, through CDF also we procured a police vehicle under Bwana Mkubwa constituency to ensure that it does patrols under the police and ensure that our community is provided with adequate security, as it were, by our women and men who are in uniform.
All right. In terms of also marketplaces, where your Bwana Mkubwa, part of it is in town, and people need trading places. Anything that has been done to ensure that markets are constructed? Anything constructed using the CDF?
Thank you so much, Tovin. First and foremost, just after tomorrow, I'll be going to Kavu award where we'll be commissioning the market shelter with a solar-powered borehole and also an ablution block, although the ablution is not completed because it's being done by Red Cross, and we are grateful for Red Cross to coming to our aid. But through CDF, we've done the Cave Market Shelter. We are also, we've also completed in terms of security the Old Mushili Market, which will be commissioned by Honorable Nkombo as we liaise, because it's ready now, just the painting outside. The security has been enhanced and is lockable to that effect, which the marketeers from Mushili Ward had requested. And also there's a Mackenzie Market, which is being done on a personal level. It is at almost roof level, which will be completing to ensure that our colleagues from Mackenzie also have a decent place, a trading place. We are also 2025 doing a Sungabukanda market shelter, which is in Mkulungwe Ward, the other side of the community, to ensure that our people there have got a trading place, because they don't have a trading place where people can go and merchandise their commodities, because as you might be aware, that area also is predominantly people are doing small-scale farming, vegetable selling, tomatoes. So instead of them bringing their produce to Katondo or to town, they can trade it there. Farmers can even go there to do orders and pick from there. Then we'll have mitigated their distance coming to these other places. So these are the 4 market shelters. One is a market which have been done through CDF, as it were, in Bwana Mkubwa constituency.
All right. As we wrap up our interview, our special interview, what message would you like to share with the people of Bwana Mkubwa and the wider audience, and also about your vision for the constituents, and also the importance of accountability in governance?
Thank you so much, Tovin. I'll be failing in my duties if I don't comment on road infrastructure in the constituency. And let me make mention that first and foremost, we are grateful to the President for the Ndola Lusaka Dual Carriageway, which passes through my constituency, and the stretch from Jacaranda more there going further towards Indeni, which was worked on. And we are also doing we are paving the Ngwenya Road in Itawa, for your own information, that is through CDF. But also the government through the President has given us a district roads in which Bwana Mkubwa is a beneficiary. So we have a Ndeke Minimat Road, which I should mention, the T3, which is in a very deplorable condition, very bad state, that is going to be constructed this year. The Kaloko Market Road will be constructed this year. The Mongo Road going to Old Mushili Market will be constructed this year. The Tefe Road going to the district level 1 hospital, we are going to have a bituminous road going to that facility, and also the Kantolomba, the famous Kantolomba Road going to the cemetery. These are some of the road infrastructures which we are going to work on this year through the national government. And also through CDF, we've got a 3.3 million kwacha, which will be funded to make sure that we maintain the feeder roads in the constituency. So this is a development trajectory which I have under CDF, as well as we've been lobbying through the government to ensure that our people of Bwana Mkubwa can have access to good road infrastructure, can have access to good health sector, can have access to health sector, because minus road infrastructure, Tovin, we can build all these level 1 hospital, but to get to the hospital or to transport a patient from the hospital to the nearby facilities such as Ndola Teaching Hospital, we are mitigating those by provision of some of these bituminous roads, which are linking into Kabushi. Kabushi also has got a portion of these district roads, which also link into Ndola Central and Chifubu. Then the road network will be enhanced in the constituency, and for us that is development, because Bwana Mkubwa has been behind in terms of infrastructure. So I should make mention that as we speak, we've done over 40 projects under CDF, some at different stages, some have already been commissioned. Even as I'm here, we are going to commission more than 6 projects to ensure that our people get the much needed development in Bwana Mkubwa constituency.
All right, as we are talking about the road constructions, have you, like what is happening in other constituencies where people are buying the earth moving equipments? Do you at one time also planned to buy the earth moving equipment to work on these roads, or you will be hiring the equipment to work on the roads you have planned for this year?
Thank you so much, Tovin. We have we procured a grader through the CDF funds. We've also procured a TLB, which is the one we'll be using to make drainages. We procured, yesterday we were commissioning a water bowser, because as we grade, we'll have a water bowser to do dust suppression. When the dust is suppressed, then we have a compactor which will compact these roads. So we are fully equipped. What we're only lacking is a tipper. And our neighbors, Kabushi, has got tippers. We've got a grade and TLB, so we can complement each other, because we are working under the same district. So it's important that we synergize and we work together. So these are some of the earth moving equipments which we bought in Bwana Mkubwa constituency. That's why we are saying for Bwana Mkubwa constituency that indeed CDF is a game changer, and we are grateful to the president because of the way he has increased the CDF, which has changed people's lives and continues to change people's lives.
All right. Zambia is a Christian nation as well. And how are you working with the church within your constituency there to ensure that we are always blessed and all these projects are talking about move very well?
Thank you so much. We've not left the church behind. For us, a church is a very important, so we've engaged the church mother bodies from Catholic, UCZ, Presbyterian, Anglican, and the Pentecostal. Just today, Tovin, we're having a prayers breakfast with the clergy at Gloria Inn Hotel, where we had over 350 pastors from various denominations to just have break bread and also bless them with a blessing in which I donated 400 village chicken layers to that extent and much more. This is how we've ensured, and we've also lobbying and telling them that they should participate fully in CDF to ensure that the church is not left behind in terms of CDF. They can also benefit through grants, through loans, and other livelihood skills that their children from the church mother bodies can also benefit. So we've not left the church behind, but we are moving with the church together, as it were, to ensure that we foster development, because a church is a very important stakeholder, I must make mention, because we are dealing with the same people. The people the politicians are dealing with is the same people the church is dealing with. So we need to have that symbiosis, working relationship with the church to ensure that we move together in one accord. All right.
Finally, Honorable, as we end our special edition, what are your expectations for 2025, and how do you plan to use the CDF for the betterment of your constituency?
Thank you so much. We've got great expectation, Tovin. I must make mention, and there are two issues which I didn't mention, issues of water reticulation, because water also has been a challenge in my constituency. So in 2025, we are pushing to complete and also commission the 2 solar boreholes in Chichele 1, and also Hope, and also Ndeke Overspill and Mackenzie, where we are going to do these solar-powered boreholes to ensure that our people have got access to clean water. Munkulungwe, it is at a very advanced stage, which is being constructed by Kafubu Water. So these are some of the developmental projects we hope to see in 2025, and also to see that most of these projects are completed in record time and our people can have access to these facilities, as it were. So that is our roadmap, that is our trajectory, to see that we have good road network in Bwana Mkubwa, we mitigate the water challenges, we also improve the health sector facilities, security also is improved, as it were, and then also the trading places such as markets are adequately provided with security, as it were. Then we'll be saying that this roadmap for development is at an advanced stage, because so far what we've achieved in the past 4 years, I think people can attest to that. Yes, we've not done completely to a certain extent, but we are striving for betterment as we move forward to ensure that we provide that which we promised for the people of Bwana Mkubwa.
Thank you, viewers. We have come to the end of this special edition, and my guest was Honorable Chisha Warren Mwambazi, who is the Member of Parliament for Bwana Mkubwa constituency. It was a pleasure hearing from you, Honorable, about the developments taking place in Bwana Mkubwa constituency, and it is a great time. It's great having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom, and I'm very grateful and I'm very privileged that you are hosting me today. First ever live broadcasting in Ndola. Bravo and thank you, and I can wish you all the best as Zanis, and we'll support you in any way we can support. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mwambazi. This is all on this special edition, coming live from Zanis Copperbelt Studios, and I've been your host, Tovini Ng'ombe, and on behalf of my entire technical team, we are saying bye-bye and stay tuned for more programs coming on your station, which is Zanis, the People's Channels. Bye-bye. See you next time.